Throughout life, there are things that we as a collective do that are overlooked. To some, these things aren't memorable and are simply things that people say in order to motivate a small group of people. While to others, these things are beautiful moments of time that we won't get back. Call me a cheap motivational speaker if you want, but I am Laci Johnson, and this is my senior search. One thing I did was talk to strangers. Let me tell you a small story. As I sat on the bench waiting for the city bus home after my mom refused to let me use the car, I met an old man. He was struggling to carry some of his groceries, and so I got up to offer my help. After he sat down, he proceeded to strike up a conversation. He told me about his daughters and how they were in college. He asked me about the camera I was fiddling with as I had just bought it from Target. He expressed how my hair at the time reminded him of his youth, which made him reminisce about some of his friends that had passed away. And he asked me about my life, and so I told him some fun stories. We talked for the entirety of the 15 minutes I had until my bus showed up. Many people would have written that off as just the ramblings of an old man, but that single short chance encounter had made my day. Now, we all know the phrase, "don't talk to strangers," as I'm sure it's been engraved in our minds since we were children. Unfortunately for my parents, I've always been talkative. But for me, my ability to talk, seemingly about nothing, has proved to be a gift. Despite what I told my mom on my first day, coming to Shady Side my 9th grade year was horrifying. Seeing all these people I didn't know at a place I never toured was overwhelming, especially in formal dress in 80-degree weather, with convocation being outside and hearing bagpipes being played for the first time. During my freshman year, my ability to talk to strangers became my lifeline. Soon these random strangers became my best friends. Somehow, talking to Alex Demchek my freshman year led to her texting me at obscene hours of the night, talking to me about Naruto and Polo Boy. My sophomore year English class led to me being able to send Aria Tile my essays, knowing she'd check over them for my continuous grammar mistakes. Not quitting the soccer team my junior year resulted in me being able to send Miley Davis anything with angel numbers in it, which puts a smile on our faces, or at least my face. Sending Morgan a heartfelt text during the fall term of this year allowed us to become better friends. Those strangers are now people I couldn't imagine going through high school without. Every single person in your life was a stranger to you at some point in time until that first conversation with them where you learned more about them than you asked for. So the one thing I would want you to take from this is to talk to strangers. Safely, though. Start up a conversation with someone you've never met. And sure, it might be a bust, but you also might end up making a good friend. The second thing I did was fail a test. On September 9th, 2020, I failed my permit test. The question that got me was, if you're convicted of driving under the influence while under the age of 21, how long will your license be suspended for a first offense? I said 6 months. The answer was 1 year. I walked out of the DMV with a frown on my face because my mom had already told everyone I was going to get it, not expecting me to fail, because who fails a permit test? It was embarrassing telling them I didn't. Then, on October 3rd, I went again. This time, I passed. This thing with failing driving tests continued when on March 23rd, 2021, I failed my driver's test. Allegedly, my back tire was on the line when I finished parallel parking, which looking back on it now is funny because I still can't parallel park. I cried in the car on the way home with my mom's reassurances falling on deaf ears. That small mistake haunted me for the rest of the week when I kept bugging my mom to take me parallel parking again. She ignored me. I then scheduled my next driver's test for June 26th, 6 days after my 17th birthday. It was 8:15 a.m., and I was already nervous knowing I'd taken the test and had failed. That time, despite not checking for pedestrians in my mirrors, which was stupid because we were in a private parking lot, my back tire was inside the line, so the proctor allowed me to continue on with the exam. I walked out of the DMV that day with a smile and a horrible license ID picture that the woman would not let me retake. The point of telling all you guys about my driving history is to hammer in the point that while failing at something can feel like your road is ending, I can guarantee you that it's not. Part of being human is having the ability to make your own decisions and inevitably make your own mistakes. Making a mistake does not define you, so it's okay to make a couple. The third thing I did was enjoy the simplicities of life. I have a question. Why do some people like toast better than bread? It's just twice cooked bread, yet some prefer to eat toast. Maybe the reason is that it's more socially acceptable to eat toast with strawberry jelly than to eat a slice of bread with strawberry jelly. Maybe it's the crisp when biting into it that satisfies us. Who knows? Personally, I love the combination of toasted pumpkin spice bread with cookie butter from Trader Joe's. My head runs rampant with these pointless little thoughts. It's a weird thing to love, but I love that I'm able to sit at the kitchen bar and enjoy a piece of toast before I catch the bus to school. Along with toast, I love experiencing the stillness of the air in the morning. I love how every sunrise, the sky is a different color. I love ordering the same shrimp fried rice from Jimmy Wan's with Tess and Arya. I love seeing my friends walk by through the windows of Scott Commons. I love how Mr. Shoheka says hi to the passing cars in the mornings. I love seeing the confetti appear on my screen after submitting to college. I love stopping to stare at the stars dancing above me. I loved the relief I felt drinking cold water during a tiring practice on 100-degree turf. I love the nerves I get before I present in front of class, similar to the nerves I have now. I love how every time Mila says notifications, she mispronounces it. When Alex Demchek sneezes in threes. When Morgan Grelich and I hunt down the staff for candy. When Bree Green and I pretend to hate each other. When I bicker during basketball with Madison Council. I love the little things. The little things make me remember that every day you experience something beautiful, regardless of how small or how mundane it may be, it's there for me and you to enjoy. The fourth thing I did was dive into quantum physics. If you told me a year ago that I would be going to college with physics as my major instead of psychology, I would have cried thinking, why would I do that to myself? But once I gained more knowledge about the subject, I realized I had an affinity for learning about quantum superposition. I learned about parallel universes and Schrodinger's cat, how I'm here on this stage right now, and at the same time, in a different universe, I'm sitting in the middle of a third row, watching a friend's senior stage, wishing I had wrote one. I'm willing to put myself through years of analytical torture before I get to the more theoretical portion of astrophysics, just because I read a book that referenced quantum mechanics once. My advice to the freshmen, sophomores, juniors, and even the seniors who already feel as though they've learned everything is to learn something new. Stay curious. Keep the curiosity and wonder that all of us had when we were younger. Ask questions you don't know the answer to. Learn about something that interests you. Curiosity is a wonderful thing. It's something that keeps humans connected, similar to how rivers and oceans keep the earth connected. Imagine if Isaac Newton wasn't curious as to why the apple fell, then we wouldn't have to endure calculus. All right, that was corny, but my point still stands. If I wasn't curious about how to play basketball, I wouldn't be getting varsity minutes, or minute. Maybe your curiosity will lead you on a different career path than you thought possible, or maybe it will lead you into a place you wouldn't normally enter, where you discover your favorite food. Who knows? And that's the beauty of it. You won't know unless you follow the path your curiosity takes you on. The last thing I did was take pictures of everything. I've recently started taking pictures of everything, whether it be something stupid that somebody drew on a desk that made me chuckle, taking a picture of somebody's outfit that I really liked, or just taking a picture of my friends living in the moment. Taking pictures is worth it. Buying the extra storage for your phone or even taking pictures solely on Snapchat for the free storage is worth it. I regret not taking a lot of pictures my freshman and sophomore years. I can't scroll through my gallery and find many pictures from my freshman year that make me think or feel anything other than I'm never showing anyone this picture. But now, if I scroll through my camera roll, I can see a screenshot of an email that Coach Katie sent to me about transportation for the cheer team that I wasn't on. A picture of the lost and found containing the remnants of homecoming in the form of leftover cowboy hats. A video of a snowball fight that took place in the backyard of a lodge in Seven Springs. A video of my friends and I playing Heads Up at Mad Max. A picture of the once-in-a-lifetime event of Ben Brunette being taller than me. A picture of the weirdest fortune I've ever got that read, "A real patriot is the fellow who gets a parking ticket and rejoices that the system works." A video of Mila and Van taking pictures throwing a pencil in a cup to see if Tyler would hug Mr. Goodwin. A picture of Nyla and Morgan in front of Dylan's Jeep outside a flying squirrel, and other seemingly obsolete memories. Pictures are a part of how people remember, dating back to when people would draw pictures on cave walls to aid in telling stories, to now when people take pictures to commemorate a special moment in time that they don't want to forget. Taking pictures act as your own personal time capsule. Every time you take a picture of something, you're freezing that moment in time to be able to look back on it and evoke the feelings you felt in that moment. I'm urging you to pull out your phone, your friend's phone, or an actual camera and just take a quick picture so you can remember, to your best extent, your high school memories, because I promise you they're gone in a flash. All the things I've listed above are the things I love about life. These experiences are so distinctly human, and we only have a limited amount of time to enjoy them, so enjoy them. Thank you, Shady Side, for giving me moments I'll never forget.